him. So, someone who really needs no introduction, but truly, Pat Canty to do all the dirty work tonight.
Thank you very much, Tatum. Okay, now's when I'm already that funny. That's good. Tonight for two reasons, and the first, this talentless to help his university. They literally could not find anyone else to do this tonight. So here's the deal. We are being streamed live to students all out there. Okay, so on three, I want us to all shout to all. 1, 2, 3. My Falcon Radio. To all our students listening tonight, live, I am going to issue this one at Twin Peaks, out of the way. Okay, so we have some guests. We have some guests tonight. They got things all screwed up on this Russian deal. So they had to get Mike Conaway to go in there and help straighten it all out. And there are no reporters. Well, kind of, allegedly. So, please.
Of course, if there were Russians, you wouldn't know it. It could be something else. And they're here because of the warmth, the love, the esteem, and the high honor that they're affording you to recognize the work that you and Denise have done all these years. They're really wanting to make sure you leave, and they're here to make sure you actually do leave. So you could go either way on the closest thing to immortality we have here on Earth. It's going to be there as long as our republic lasts. We'll have the congressional record available. So I've had a statement, get the football team into the statement as well. So what you've done, and the good news is you and Denise have a grandchild in Texas. A horse like yourself is not than when you got here, and for the better across the board. So congratulations. God bless you and Denise, and whatever this next chapter.
I believe we have some city council members from Odessa, Barbara Graff and Malcolm Ham. There they are. Bischoff BB is our councilman from Midland and the development board member. Like either Bob Barker or Dick Van Dyke. I don't know, but tan. Some greetings from some of our friends.
Dr. Watt, a few words, and talk about, which I think is way too much premature, and you have a distinguished career as an academic, and who will forget that they were unique, just like everybody. And basically what it was is if somebody bought the $15.99 DVD, then they were. That you posited that Bruno Mars is a planet is something that will have her speaking at commencement once at University of Texas Permian Basin on that being the dead person at an hour was about me, but nobody was really. I think if you look around the University of Texas Permian Basin, you can say about it, which is in some ways the highest achieved place. It's better. It's a better place for young people to go to school. It does a better job of imparting measure in higher education I can think of. It makes person job a lot easier. Chairing a committee like Higher Education is making strides forward because you represent a place like University of Texas Permian Basin, and you're well acquainted with a leader like David Watts. And so thank you for letting me, and I hope the everything from now that you deserve, which is a lot.
Engineering building, and wanted it to inform me that a deal was in place long before I arrived that would put that facility at the Wagner Noel. Well, now all jokes aside, you'll always be remembered in Odessa who trends, allowing them to lead lives that wouldn't have been possible without your leadership as an educator. I wish you all the best and hope that God blesses you.
While you've been at UTPB, all you've done for the people of and have a great
Legislatures in session. But you notice the color of the wood? That's lobbyists for United Airlines flew them out a few days, which was very nice. And he also had a nice letter that we framed. But, you know, I was reading it, and it's like, I don't know if you want me to talk about this kind of stuff in front of all these people. So I won't read it. I'll just give it to you. But I have this certificate from Tom that says the flag that I'm going to put on your bedside stand right now. You've got a lot of loot. The Falcon. This is the Falcon. Don't rush me. Okay, we're going to be real. We're going to continue to be very multimedia, and we're going to now treat you to a nice little video retrospective of David Watts' This Is Your Life. To think when you were young you were such a badass. I mean, it's time. I would like to ask you. Come on, come on. Those for sure. We've had the effects. Leanna, can you come up and get it started? By the way, it's warm. You're not going to get sweaty. Now, okay, so here's the deal. Couple of ground rules. First, okay, it's illuminating, maybe for some it's entertaining, but time of about 5 minutes, depending on how much more I drink. Okay, so watch out. It's supposed to be fun. Look, if this were... So anyway, let's get started. Now, Kirk is, I mean, this football. And, you know, he's been on the development board way too long. But when it came time to try to get a football team, Kirk that team to death penalty before they ever played their first game. And the sad thing is, you know, it's sad for Kirk because he David, so he could get a marching band. So, anyway, that said, so Kirk, you know, he's an oil guy, although but I mean, he's a Renaissance channeling, you know, spirituality and channeling, and so he has been able to channel David Watts and give us some of the psychic wisdom of Dr. David Watts. Without further ado, Kirk Edwards.
Trade places? Y'all know how hard it is to find a telephone in this town. I came here a little while back, but I'm a sociologist. Every time I give a speech, I have to tell everybody I'm a sociologist. Does anybody know what a sociologist does? No. Of course, a little joke, because we sociologists are really funny people, as you know, with David. And went to the service station and came up there, and the attendant goes, sir, David? He said, I sure do. He goes, I don't know what to do with him. He goes, well, sir. He goes, if our zoo or staff filled up the car, I came back about a week later, and the same attendant was there, and he said, sir, Can't still in the back, a towel on. Took him to the zoo, and they really loved it, but today they want to go to the beach. So, since 2001, as a people, and Denise, where's my sweetie pie? Hey, sweetie. Hey, Denise. You're not going to believe this, but I've been offered the presidency of a college, finally, in Odessa, Texas. And how could it be different than the largest park of any college in the entire country? When we wash our cars, there's always dust on them the next day, and entire college system. And hello, Speaker Tom Craddock, sir. Why would I be, yes, sir, you're correct. I really don't understand how the legislature works. And I'm quickly, and yes, sir, your eminence, sir. I definitely now understand how me to have my PhD in the legislature. Hello, Chancellor Cigaroa. Yes, I'm having a great day. Oh, yes, I understand Speaker Craddock has helped. We could raise $22 million locally, get that done for the $70 million beautiful building. No, thank you today for having this conference call with me today. She's on. I have an interest, really enjoy and be great for. Thank you. Hey, honey, I'm on my way home. You want for the Performing Arts Center. What an incredible gift for the area. Oh, speaking of getting a Division II football team, and we're the only public university west of I-35 that does. Would that be? We only need to raise 10. Hi, Kirk. Dave Watts here. Oh, sorry. Her summoning to her home tomorrow night, to talk about UTP athletics. I did not do anything. I understand. I talked to her many months ago about football, and okay. Hi, Your Majesty. Your implicitly that athletics and the Permian Basin Food Bank are your issues, and football is not. She informed me that football is not a first to know. I have a very nice 7-digit check from her to make sure that UTPB always has future. Hi, honey. Just want you to know that we can let the bid today on the $42 million dorm because of that. We can also now ask for the $20 million kinesiology building for the 350-hour conference. Yes, the teams will struggle. Denise, David, I think it's time on our accomplishments. 7,000 kids now when they only had 2,000 when I started. 2 marching band and orchestra that's being so well received by both the middle, we started out with 3 on campus, and 2 more coming next year. Seeing kids in the new UTPB in a better place, and finishing up there into the next phase of our lives. Thank you, David and Denise.
Thank you, Kirk. Especially forgot the bell. I'm really wild. I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm sitting there at that angle. And I don't know if it's because it's 3 Scott. It looks like a buzzard sitting on a, just waiting for David just to give it up. So I have dug up a lot of dirt. Let me tell you about Grant. Grant, with groups that made a lot of money, co-chairs of the whole, effort to get Wagner Noel built. Been a friend of UTPB's, and then Grant goes on now, and millions of dollars, and a lot of them, I think I'm affiliated with. You are one of the none in my life. Please come on up and roast David Watts. Grant.
Thank you, Pat. Good evening, everybody. I'm honored. I plan to be brief, as there are people who know David a lot more and have him better tonight. Made me look back at the years that I've known David. And FW. I think Vickie was there, and I want to say is, before I get there, is I asked Leanne those that you saw earlier, and what I saw was David was prematurely white-haired. It looked like it happened to you somewhere early in life. Facility. I had dark hair. of it, but I'm not to say that you had it all, but thank you. But my first encounter with David, and you're going to hear that my first encounter was David being a native Texan. I recall thinking, okay, the state, he's not from, okay, so I'm a liberal, maybe trending toward odd, but particularly for around here, but okay. His interview went really well, and David, like always, he was higher education. Now remember, this was back in late to getting my attention during the interview when we were talking, and he was saying, when he talked about, this was in 2000, okay, go back, 2000. Are you kidding me? I mean, people didn't know what it was. They'd been down in Austin trying to make sure it stayed open. Now, I want to go back, and for those of you who love Chuck Sorber while he was here, and he was an engineer through and through, and that's what I had kind of with Chuck, and I would throw out some idea about how to maybe something down in Austin, and being the consummate engineer, he would let me know, no go, Grant. But Dr. Watts always employed a, and I get appointed with Don Wood, and we go in this process. Now, over the next 5 years, David and I meet a lot. I mean a lot. Every day we talked, and multiple times, more than either of us probably ever won. And there were good times, and there were some dark, dark days on this project. But as I look back, David had a really distinctive style compared to Chuck. A really distinctive style. Like I said, there were times in the ideas I suggested. Chuck is the most harebrained, impossible thing that we could say. But David. And now what I know is he is sizing it up, and he's figuring out a way, A, for me to do what he thinks is best, and B, for me to think it was my idea.